this is why I keep emphasizing that we should overthrow this government before Museveni dies. Because if Museveni dies in power, we are going to have to deal with the problem of his drunkard son, Muhoozi. And that problem is going to be terrible. Now, recently, an EU saga has been happening. What is the EU? The EU is a European Union. And we have, I'll call it a branch for us to understand, of European Union in Uganda. And it's composed of different countries, member states that belong to the EU, you get? And so after the torture of Eddie Mutwe that was being live tweeted by Muhoozi, where he abducted a top member of the opposition, put him in a basement and tortured him, and live tweeted about it as the man was being tortured. As a matter of fact, as we still speak, Eddie Mutwe is in prison today, still has not gotten any form of justice. So the EU is like, come on, where we come from, there's democracy, there are human rights. And when we make a partnership, one of our interests is to see in the states where we are that the tenets of human rights and democracy are followed and, respected. So they decide to meet NUP, National Unity Platform, and that triggers Muhoozi off. It triggers the whole government off. It triggers members of his political wing. Remember, he already has a political wing that is illegal because it belongs to the army, and members of the army are not supposed to be political in any way. Well, that's one of the many evils Muhoozi has done. So they go all about saying how, oh my God, this EU thing, this is foreign funding, this is colonialism, white people coming to dictate for us how our laws should be, what we should do, and stuff like that. And it's just not Muhoozi. Muhoozi has gone ahead to threaten, of course, the EU guys that is going to end relations, which is not even his responsibility as a CDF. He's going to end all relations with these people from the European Union. He's going to they are not above the law, he's saying they're not above the law, but he's not even using the law to judge them. The things he wants to do to them, like abduct, torture them, are unlawful in the Ugandan constitution, mind you. So their anger stems from a point of these guys are asking them to follow the Ugandan constitution, mind you, not the European Union constitution, no, the Ugandan constitution that says do not abduct people, do not torture people, let the rule of law prevail. You understand? But Museveni and Muhoozi are all pissed. And me, what gets to me the most is his political wing, the people in the Patriotic League of Uganda. These guys have been on and about on social media trying to sell that propaganda that these are, foreign interests, these are colonialist guys. What these people are asking for us to respect is our own law. Our own law. When they met Bobi Wine, they went to find out the state, to ascertain facts. What really happened? Was Eddie Mutwe abducted? What really happened? How is his condition? In the best interest of the Ugandans. Because if these guys are able to demand for the law to be respected, it does not only protect Eddie Mutwe, it does not only protect new people, it protects me, it protects you, it protects every Ugandan from a possible madman like Muhoozi who can pick you up. And trust me, you don't have to even be political. You can just have a wrangle with someone, and someone is in power, and they can choose to use the law to pick you up from your home, put you up in police, bundle you up somewhere, and torture you there for ages and ages. Well, this Pilau group has been heading that disinformation, that this whole, foreign influence in our stuff is the worst thing possible to happen. But I want you to remember that Museveni himself has ever written in his book, Sowing the Mustard Seed, and this is why I want you to know that this man is a man of so many contradictions and lies. You get? Museveni has once written in his book, Sowing the Mustard Seed, on page 29, he said that, it's wrong for black oppressors to keep saying that white people are bad, as if to sell the idea that a white oppressor is worse than a black oppressor. And he goes on to say, why would we refuse the support and help of a white person if they are helping us to promote things like human rights, good governance, etc, etc. And this is the same man calling out the EU and, making it look like it's the worst thing ever to happen. But let's get back to the basics. Pilau PLU, Patriotic League Uganda, expects that it's going to produce the next president of this country. And this is how they think. They think that someone who abuses human rights like Muhoozi should be protected. They think that someone who tortures people, who cannot even allow dissenting voices to exist within a democracy, should be the next president of this country. How sad. How sad. How sad. Because you and I all know that the law is the law. The law in our constitution is written, and it calls for the respect of human dignity. It calls for the respect of human rights. It specifically condemns torture, degrading treatment. You get a man who is a father with children, beat him up, shave his beard, sexually assault him, stepping in his private parts, and you think that's okay. You think that we are going to side with you just because you want to sell us this propaganda of white people are the worst people. Yes, given colonialism happened, colonialism was bad, but these are people trying to right the wrongs that they created, and you want us to side with you just because you think you've sold this propaganda of where anything white is wrong. Guys, we need to rise up. We need to speak up. We need to act and condemn the actions of Muhoozi. We need to disassociate ourselves from this foreign-funded narrative. We need to disassociate ourselves. Because they have even used this trick on Bobi Wine. They've used this trick on Bobi Wine. Each time that Bobi Wine goes for any meeting abroad, he's foreign-funded. You see, he's trying to get money, blah, 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 blah. He's a homosexual. But they are the same people whose government is largely foreign-funded. This money being given to build schools, to build hospitals, to better roads, to make our economy, but they still steal this money and eat this money. They eat this money, use it for themselves, use it for their families, use it to buy new cars, use it to torture us Ugandans, buying more guns, buying more tear gas, buying more bullets, to torture us Ugandans. So, guys, be woke. Don't let this government fool you. Be woke. Rise up. Disassociate yourselves from this whole foreign-funded narrative. Disassociate yourselves and call out Muhoozi and his father Museveni.